There's an important new world patch on the way and some corresponding downtime. Now this little patch does address the exploit that's been going around. It seems that they have fixed it. However, they're not re-enabling the trading post just yet. If you want to help me grow the channel, becoming a YouTube member is truly the best way. Let's show you the post, let's talk about it. So here it is. It is going live tomorrow in the morning in the UK. That's probably last thing in like Pacific West Coast time, right? Okay. In about 7 hours from when this video went live. We'll start off with the big one. Fixed an issue where in rare cases players could be refunded more items than intended when trading post actions failed. At this time, the trading post and player-to-player trading will remain disabled. We are continuing to prioritize enabling them as quickly as possible. Are there two dupes? That's my first question there, because surely if they're fixing one of them, why not just re-enable it? Maybe they want to see that it works, right? Okay, it actually sort of makes sense. Or maybe they're just not confident in the fix. I have no idea. Obviously, you know, they want to get this sorted quickly. I'll be surprised if we don't see the trading post up by the weekend. But there's some other interesting issues here in this patch as well. Fixed an issue where the musket could become stuck aiming down sights when attempting to fire a shot while in a sanctuary or town. Now I did see this one on Reddit. Quite a few people are like, lols, just leave it broken, we hate the musket. Like, alright, fair enough, but obviously this is a little bit stupid and they're fixing it quite quickly. Now these two issues are sort of the same kind of thing. The Winter Convergence Festival and the boss has basically caused a lot of players to be running around the map together, and that's highlighted a few issues, I would guess, right? So they're fixing an issue with a client crash that occurred during and or after a fast travel if other players were equipping weapons with accessories such as a bow's quiver or a gauntlet floating stone. I don't get the logic there. I don't understand how that's the case, but perfect, that needed fixing. I guess some people will be at home being like, is it my computer? Is this the game? What's going on? And the next one is fixed a client hang freeze that was possible when fast traveling or respawning near a large number of players. Again, what's interesting about that, it wasn't sort of everybody who was getting affected by that, but I was watching some Twitch streams and some streamers were, but I wasn't, some other streamers weren't. Well, I guess they've fixed it now, hopefully. In a way, I think these sort of like events where a lot of people are doing a lot of activities sort of highlight these issues, and it's good that they get fixed. I'm not sure they can do anything about the 10 FPS that I get when I'm like with 1 billion players, but you know, let's not worry about that right now. So I don't quite fully understand the implications of this just yet, but they're fixing an issue where the players could not resume the Winter Convergence Festival questline under certain circumstances. So I'm presuming this means like resuming it from last year, perhaps. I saw somewhere that obviously you only do like 4 quests this year. I don't know if you're supposed to be able to do the entire quest line again. I don't know what's going on there. But what they are doing is that they're resetting this, and it basically means they're resetting it for everybody to fix this. So you might be able to do the quest again and get more packages and, you know, get the little freebies. All right, fair enough, do it. And then this one, I was almost tempted to make a specific video about this change. They sort of snuck it into the patch notes at the end. It wasn't on the PTR. I hadn't seen it before, but I was like, that's a really good change in my opinion. So what they did is that they made the cooldown for transferring not 3 days, but 30 days. However, along with the war cooldown, it was retrospective. So if you transferred like a little bit before the patch, once the patch went live, you then couldn't transfer for 30 days. So some people were like trying to sort it out before the patch went live. And that was the same with the war. If you had transferred like company, you got hit by the cooldown, whereas people thought, well, you only get the cooldown going forward. They didn't think it would be retrospective. So what they've done with the war cooldown, for example, is they've disabled that war cooldown. Well, it might be going live now. I can't remember exactly when it's going live, but they disabled it, and now they're doing the same with the character transfer. What this means is, in theory, this month, if you wanted to, you could still transfer at a rate of every 3 days. So if you were trying to go to a quiet server, farm, and then come back, you can still do that, as long as you end up back home before the 30 days, like whenever they actually do this patch, because then you'll get a 30-day cooldown, which is fair. I think disabling the war cooldown made sense, like let people actually know what's coming first, then they can't complain. Same with this, now people can be like, well, I didn't realize it was going to be affecting me in the past, so let's turn it off, give people the warning, and then come back. Overall, I think it's a positive to have like a 30-day cooldown. It might even be a little bit too far. I really didn't like 1 day cooldown. I thought that was too short. 3 days was a little bit better. In my eyes, I was always looking for somewhere maybe like from 1 week to 4 weeks. I'd take 30 days. It's not bad. Just to stop people being able to just freely move around. Hopefully this will mean that servers don't die quite as quickly either, although I suspect that won't actually change. Overall, a good change, and they're doing the right thing. Some people will be annoyed, but that's just the case with everything, right? I won't dwell too much on this dupe. I already made a video about it. We've already spoken about it. Let's just let them get it fixed. One thing I do want to just quickly say is a lot of people say that New World is just transparent about it and this happens in other games but we just don't see it. The problem with that as a statement is, by definition, we can't prove it, right? But I do worry that we punish Amazon a little bit unfairly, but there's no way that we can know what's unfair. So whenever they talk about it, whenever we see a dupe, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to talk about how bad it is. That's just the way things are going to go. So that's it, a little important patch. Just thought we needed to get that out there because it's going to be important. Bit weird they're not re-enabling the trading post, but it is what it is. Again, if you want to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is truly the best way. I hope you all have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.